Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, quick sidebar. We're going to go back about 40 years. That's when I think Michael Eck and I first ran into each other. Michael at the time was together with Sarge Bellotto. There's a name coming out of the blast. Greg were the two writers, the go-to writers for anything that had to deal with the performing arts in our region. Fast forward to 40 years later, Michael, in addition to being one of the best singer-songwriters, I was going to say in the region, but let's just say one of the best singer-songwriters.
I appreciate that.
Is also a publicist for Proctors.
Yep.
So, a little water under the bridge since the days of Blotto and the Units.
Ain't there?
Welcome, Michael. Really great to have you
Sir,
here.
good to see you.
Just a quick one. You're performing, right?
Oh, yeah, performing all the time. I've got a group called Ramblin' Jug Stompers with some of the members of Blotto. Got a group called Lost Radio Rounders, a group called Good Things. I'm in the Berkshire Ramblers, and then I play solo. So I've got things going all the time.
Boy, I'm just so glad. Take it with you, as they say, right?
Yeah.
Why leave it behind?
As Woody Guthrie said, take it easy, but take it.
Yeah, exactly right. Very closely aligned to the sensibility that someone like you would have is you're involved with the premium arts, performing arts venue, maybe in all of New York State with Proctors,
You know,
right?
it's just a thrill. I covered the arts, as you mentioned, for about 30 years, for the Times Union as a freelancer and then for other publications as well. And now I'm working with, really, as you said, the best arts organization in the region. We love the work that we do with other organizations like SPAC, but we're really become, over the past couple of years, a powerhouse. We've got affiliated with a Capitol Repertory Theater, Universal Preservation Hall. So we're really trying to make the area as rich culturally as we can. And with so many other organizations participating in that, it's kind of ridiculous, the number of opportunities you have locally, and we're just thrilled for that.
Well, you know what? It takes a certain sensibility, and just look at the changes at SPAC, and then you think about the way Philip heads up Proctors, and you just think about Cap Rep. There's a wealth of performing arts for some reason in our area, and to watch it all be tied together, develop the relationships, the alliance, and the affiliations, that nurtures the whole community.
It really does.
Doesn't it? We're moving into the new season at Proctors.
Once you walk past Labor Day, kaboom!
Yeah, right.
There's all kinds of stuff happening in all of our venues. Yeah.
If I've got it right, it's usually somewhere October through May, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the big sort of focus for us. Yeah.
Okay. Very quickly over the years, Proctors has become the go-to venue on a national scale for Broadway, traveling Broadway. You're opening with an amazing Broadway show, and there's an interesting backstory to this one too. But give us a sense of this.
I'm going to take you back a step since you mentioned Broadway. Proctors for many years. Proctors was a great vaudeville theater, opened in 1926. By the late 70s, it had fallen into disrepair. In 1979, a group of concerned citizens helped bring it back. And they were struggling, trying to keep it going. There was occasional Broadway shows there. But 15 years ago, Philip Morris, who you mentioned, came to us. Around the same time, Broadway as a larger industry changed, and touring Broadway became bigger than it ever was. We made major renovations, a $40 million renovation to our stage house to make it big enough for shows like The Lion King, Phantom of the Opera. Well, all the touring shows are that huge now. And our focus on that happened at the right time. So we've become a very important house in touring Broadway. We participate in it in a national way. With The Color Purple, we'll be teching that show. Teching means technical rehearsals. At a technical rehearsal, all the elements you see that make a Broadway show come together for the first time. So while we open that show in early October, we'll have people in the house very soon working on the sets, working on the costumes, working on the lighting. They'll do all the computer lighting cues that will last throughout the entire tour. right at Proctors. The actors are rehearsing in New York City. They'll come up partway through that process and start rehearsing on our stage so they get to feel how this show goes on an actual stage. All of that happens at Proctors. We become a ridiculous hive of activity. There's so many things happening all at once. It's very exciting. Then the show will move on, in this case to Philadelphia, where it will open and then go on its national tour. But Philip helped strategize a thing a few years ago where Broadway producers could get a tax credit by producing these shows and having them launch in upstate New York. Broadway is New York. Now it's the entire state. All along the Thruway, Binghamton, Ithaca, Rochester, Buffalo. There's theaters that are producing these technical rehearsals and launching the shows. In each of those cities, it brings an incredible amount of economic incentive. All those people who come up here, the 80 crew members, the 20 people working on costumes, the 15 touring musicians in the pit, the 25 cast members, they all come to these individual cities, like Schenectady, and they need to be fed, they need to be transported, they need to be housed, and that creates this great economic incentive for the area. So you get this 1-2 punch of this incredible show. You get to see the color purple on the road for the very first time, right in Schenectady, and it helps out the region. So.
Well, you know what? A lot of us are so used to seeing the big rock spectacles, but everything he was talking about, we could almost go back on every one of those points. They even have people in designing the sets and designing the flow of the way these presentations that check sight lines and whatever. You know what I'm going to do, Michael?
Sure.
I want to talk about the season. And I'm going to break this into 2 parts, okay? So
I think I can handle it.
Yes, you can absolutely handle it. So look, everybody, I'll have Michael back for part 2. And in the meantime, if you want to see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.